Well, that started out well then, hasn't it? Honestly, the microphone was working a couple of minutes ago. Oh my word. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, well, you know, what can we do? What can we do? We kind of got there. There had to be a cock up somewhere along the line, didn't there? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, well, I'm pleased about that. That's got the cock up out of the way. So hopefully the rest of the stream will go swimmingly, and unless it's a sign of things to come, of course. Let me have a little vape. I think I need it after that little stress out. Oh my God. I've got to turn that on as well. There we go. FYI, tonight I am on the Abyss with the what coils? EUC head bridge going on in it, just with an EUC coil going in there at the moment. 0.49 that's reading out, so it must be a 0.5 of a coil. Now I've hit the microphone. Honestly, tonight I was even prepared and in the studio well ahead of time. So, oh, we're going swimmingly, aren't we? Right, anyway, we've got the specs on, so obviously I don't make any mistakes. So anyway, I've got that. I've got the Abyss going on with an EUC coil, and I've also got the Aspire No Name Mods Paradox with a D Pro Mini going on the top of it, which is generally my juice tasting. Thanks for the thumbs down already, somebody. Very kind. Yeah, the juice tasting thing for the D Pro Mini, just because it's such a short and squat little atomizer, it does a really great job for testing the old juices, and that is why we're here. However, I do need to point out the fact that I'm doing this video about juice tonight does not mean I'm starting to do juice reviews. It's not happening. It's not a thing. So if you're a company who watches this and goes, "Whoa, look, he's doing juicing. He's now I'm gonna steam it and send him a million emails asking him to review my juice," I'm still not doing it. No. There's a reason I'm doing these, guys, and I'm going to explain that to you. 2 thumbs down. Thank you for the engagement. It all helps the channel. Anyway, green mint tea going on. Going old school vaping tonight. Noisy Cricket V1 and 2 clouds for days, and Fine Mod Squonk as a backup. Lovely old job, Glenn. So this isn't a normal Monday Night Live, as you probably know by now. This is a discussion and showing you about this website and something that I've tried recently, because I think it's very, very cool. I'll explain why shortly. But yeah, if you've got any questions for me and that you want me to notice, feel free to start your comment with @VapingBiker. Hopefully that will help highlight what's going on the screen here, so I can see what's happening, and then we can go from there. If you really feel so inclined, feel free to send a super chat. If you hear a dog barking in the background, I apologise. The pupper is getting very, very loud at the moment. By the way, you should be able to, you should be able to go to the little cog at the bottom of the screen there and click on 1080 if you want it in decent quality. Thank you very much, Alex. Right, okie dokie. So let's have a talk about this. So what I've got here, as you saw from the that was a terrible picture. I don't know why I did that. As you saw from the thumbnail and from recent social media posts of mine, I have recently started using Dripper Labs. Now, let me be entirely open and honest with you on these guys. These are not paying me to do this video. This is nothing like that. In fact, they in the initial discussion, there was even a conversation, and I said, "Well, I'll try it, but you know, I'm not promising anything." And so there is no requirement to do any kind of video whatsoever. However, the reason I'm doing this is because I think this is something that's genuinely cool and not something I've seen before. And you know what that's like in vaping these days. Seeing something we haven't seen before is nigh on impossible. So there we go. I don't know what that is in Russian. Should I just double check on that to see if someone's given me grief in a foreign language? Hold you on. Google Translate. Holy shit. Hang on. Oh, God. Right. Oh, greetings from Russia. Okay, then, Zohanan. I realise now that you're not being aggressive. Thank you very much. Tom Day, you, sir, are a legend. Thank you very much indeed for the massive super chat. Hippo character wearing cool glasses comes out of a treasure desk tossing coins around him. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, there is a little hippo. Look at that, look, marvellous. Right, that's very kind of you, thank you. Anyway, let's get back to what I'm saying. So when it comes to these guys, they had no expectations, and the only reason I'm doing this video is because I think it's genuinely cool. I'm going to try to not keep carrying on and talking nonsense. Let's get straight into this one. I will show you what I've got down the bottom at the moment. Now, this company is called Dripper Labs. We're going to focus. There we go. And these are some juices. Now, this is not a juice review. Okay, I'm going to highlight that one. It's how we get to this stage. Now, when we look at these two different color bottles, you can see that we've got a blue one and a sort of magenta one. And that's because you can see there that we've got released and create on there. Now, the reason we've got released and create is because unlike any other sort of juice company that I'm aware of, these guys have got a different take on... Oh, is Todd in here as well? Lovely to see you. Yeah, unlike anybody else that I've seen, these guys have got a different take on mixing and helping you, even if you are not an experienced mixer, or even if you are an experienced mixer, get into getting your own juice together and getting the flavors that work out really well for you. I thought this was something that was going to be a bit of a nightmare. However, it turns out that it was super easy, and I then got my wife to do it as well, so we could see if someone with a sort of a non-mixing background can make a decent juice with it. Okay, now, as I said, it concerned me initially, and I had a good old chat with Nick from Dripper Labs about this one, because it seemed very, very unprecise. Now, if you are a regular mixer at the moment, then you're used to, you've got 0.3 going in here, and you've got 1.21 going in there, and all this sort of stuff. And this doesn't seem quite that way. However, you do get used to it. I will show you everything that I'm talking about in a minute. But the other key thing is, if you're not a mixer, this is just a really great way, because you don't have to have drawers and drawers full of concentrates. You may or may not be aware that when getting your concentrates, you can get like an apple from Flavour Art, and an apple from Capella, and an apple from 5 other companies, and they can all be different. And so you're never really sure what you need, how much you need, and all that sort of stuff. Yes, there are websites that help you with that, but you still have to buy all this stuff up front to find out if you like it. Now, granted, you do have to buy stuff when it comes to using these and checking them, but you've got more of a chance of getting things right straight off the bat. And the reason is they use blended concentrates that their in-house mixers sort out, which I think is very, very cool. Now, we'll talk about how they put it all together in a little while, but I want to show you their website first and foremost, because I think this is something that's very, very clever. Right, so let us go to that screen even. Oh, I tell you. Right, okay, so this is the dripperlabs.com website. Dripperlabs, all one word, .com. Now, in here you can see that I'm signed in as Vaping Biker up in the top right hand side, but I don't know, and if Nick's in chat he might be able to help out on this one. I don't know if they're still accepting creators at the moment, and I should probably tell you why I mean by that. When it comes to this website, this concept is still pretty new. These guys have done a hell of a lot of market research. I'm incredibly impressed by their professionalism from everything that I've seen so far, and I think it's truly a great thing to have a British company doing something different and sort of coming and showing themselves in a professional manner. Like I said, they've done a lot of research going into this to make sure that they've got everything they need sorted, and this is still an ongoing thing. I believe next month there will be more aspects of the website opened up, and then we can take it from there. Alex, you're a cheeky monkey. Right, so let's get back to this website and let me show you what we've got going on here, shall we? So this is a website. We go into this one, drippalabs.com. We've got a how it works. You can go into here. We've got 46 concentrates and ingredients to choose from at the moment. That is going to increase. That's not something that is just kind of keeping at just that level. So if you don't see the flavors that you're interested in at the moment, then don't worry, they're going to be adding more. So you've got creating your own e-liquid ingredients to choose from. 46, you can make your own recipe. 24 hours after you place the order, you receive your custom short fill, and away you go. Now, also automated manufacturing, very, very cool. It's because it's all mixed by machine. You haven't got kind of one little chap sitting in a room and then kind of having all these little boxes and a pair of mad professor glasses and mixing it all. It's all done by machine to be super accurate. That means two things. It means one, that it's accurate as hell, but it also means that whether you are choosing a higher VG, a lower VG, whatever, then however much nicotine that you're going to be wanting, they make the concentrate to work with your requirements. So if you wanted a 70-30 for 3 milligram, you get the nicotine separately, and I'll show you that in a little while, but you'll have the space at the top to put the nicotine in. Obviously, we know that from normal sort of short fills. However, if you've got something that's a much higher level of nicotine, then you may need to include more nic in there. So the actual concentrate, the one shot, has to be more concentrated. Does that make sense? Because you're adding more of the nicotine shot into that bottle, and so having that awareness, I think, is great. So it means that just because you're a higher nic vapor, you're not losing out on any of the flavor, which I think is brilliant. So that's something to be aware of. Now then, there we go. Hang on. Where is it? There is 100 spaces left at the moment, but we'll be making more available very soon. Okay, cool. So let me tell you more about this, about why it's kind of restricted, and this is part of the creator community. Now, this is a website that you can buy juice from straight off, or you can be part of the community and make your own. There's this is the unique vaping marketplace, you see. Now then, if we go back to the main page here. Okay, so we've got House of Flavours. So these are the flavours that they're already stocking. That's their house flavours that you can go on the site and buy. Requires zero mixing from you, and everyone's a winner. I don't know if you have to. I think you still have to join up to the website to get these, but it doesn't cost you anything. So so you've got apple pie, banoffee. You can read these. I'm not going to read them all out, but I've chosen a couple of these as well. I've actually got the raspberry yogurt and the blueberry cordial, and I'll talk about those in a minute. At the moment, they've got a launch price of £5. And this is something that is going to change. It's going to go up to £7. However, that's for 30 ml. However, if you are, I don't know if I can say that actually. There's benefits to being a being a member on there. I'm going to put that in. Right, so you've got a bunch of flavours there that you can choose if you so want to. However, we've also got, just going in there for completeness, you can read all about these lovely fellas right here. Look at that, look. And again, you know, we'll start off on the recipe book in a second. Again, I've got to highlight that in a time of so much kind of negativity and stress and worry and all that sort of stuff, from all of the interactions that I've had with Dripper Labs, I'm super impressed. And I think that's because I'm a little bit offish when people when people approach me on Instagram or whatever else and send me emails. I'm possibly not the friendliest. I'm a little bit cool. I'm not cool as in hot, but cool as in cold, you know. And I kind of wait to see if these people are professional or if they're kind of idiots. But these guys, professional as you like, super happy with dealing with them. Anyway, again, they're not paying me to say this. This is my own genuine thought. Home Comforts, Dean, can you have 20 milligram Nick salt? I don't think so at the moment. I don't think so. I think it's 18, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully Nick can answer that in the chat there. But they do a this is early days on the website, so there is still a lot more to come. Anyway, let's get back to making your juice. See, as you can see here, I've got a couple of flavors already, but let's make a new one. We'll call this one live stream. So we type in what we're looking for and then we hit create. Now at this point, we've got all manner of things. See this slider here? This is a big proponent of what we're going to be using. Now you can search for the flavors either through the ingredient name or you can search via clicking on one of these little puppies right here. So we've got berries and fruits going on there, exotic, tropical, desserts and drinks. So we've got the categories that we can search for, which I think is great. That's your modifiers and enhancers. Or you can just scroll through the full mashings. Can non-members move the flavor sliders in order from Dripper? No, I think you have to join up. I think that's the whole thing. But again, it doesn't cost anything, so why the hell not? Right, I realised a little while ago that one of the juices that I've made, I've used blackberry instead of blackcurrant, I think. Anyway, let's make something cool, shall we? Let's say that we want what do we want? What do we want? Let's have a little look. I want an orange. I'm going to be trying their orange at some... No, I don't. I want a pineapple. I'm going to be trying their orange, though, at some point, because I want to know if it's something that is throaty or not. I would imagine not, but there we go. So we've got pineapple. We'll do strawberry. We'll do a bit of apple in there as well. And we will pop in a bit of coolness just to see what we've got going on. Right, and you can see that that's populated on the right-hand side. That gives us these sliders. Now these sliders are what you need to be getting used to. Now this is the part that, like I was saying earlier on, is going to be a bit different from mixing from scratch, because you're not mixing by weight or percentage per se. You are mixing via these sliders. Now it might take a couple to calibrate yourself to how those strengths is. But it's fairly easy. Now I'm going to tell you what I made, and that I am super impressed. And my wife, also no experience, super impressed. So that's going to be going well. Right, let's go back to this. So these are the flavors that I've chosen to go in here. So I'm going to want to put pineapple up at, say, just a hair over 50%. I want the strawberry to see if it's going to be a bit of a booster, but add to that extra fruitiness as well. Then I'm going to add a little bit of sort of background apple, and then I'm going to put background cooler in there, which is just Coolada, just to kind of give it a little vibe there. I'm then going to take my sweetness, because I like a sweet juice. I'm going to take that up to 40%. Okay. So at that point, that's all we've got to worry about. Now what we can do is we can save that, or we can go straight to add to basket. Are you sure you want to save these changes? This will overwrite the revision. Yeah. absolutely, revision updated, and then add to basket. Yeah, I don't know why that comes up twice. At that point, you then get to choose your bottle size. Now, at the moment, it's only 30 and 60 mil. However, that will be going up to 120 mil at some point in the future, hopefully. No, it will be. Nick said that it's definitely going to be coming up. So that's a thing. You get to choose 0, 3 and 6 milligram. I'm not entirely sure if they've got ideas to increase their nicotine strengths. I would imagine they possibly will do at some point in time, but no, that's the thing. Now, this is something that I think is awesome. We've got the 70-30, 50-50, or less VG and more PG. So if you're going cloudy, or if you're going for 50-50 for tanks or whatever else, personally, I'm not a 40-60 guy, but I am a 50-50 guy. So I go between these two. And you can see that the launch price of a £5 is a winner. So we can just add that to basket, and then you go to your basket up here, up in the top right hand corner, and then you check out. Now, what we've got going on here is the product details. Actually, no, hold on, we'll go back to this recipe. We've got notes that we can add to it. So once you get once you get your juice, not bad at all, we'll call that, and then we'll say made this on on a live stream, and it tastes pretty cool. Maybe a little more strawberry on the V2. Right, so then we've got that. We hit create, and now we've got the V1 notes, the 1.0 notes that that you can then go back to when you look at, once you've tasted it and you go, right, I'm going to make it again. You've got that as a reminder. Now, other people are going to be able to help you out with that as well, but I will go back to that in a little while. When it comes to product details, you can change what the product name and product description is, and there's a reason for that in a moment. Then we've got feedback, which we'll talk about, and metrics, which we'll talk about. So that's how easy it is to make your own juice. Once that juice arrives, it comes into, whoa, Uncle, why did that turn off? Hang on. Why did that camera turn off? Oof. Right, hang on. All right. Oh, goodness. Oh, everything's going wrong. Right, so we've got the bottle, as we've said here. Now, I have given some feedback on this so far, just because when you get these bottles, obviously the caps are on, and because these caps overlap the top there, they are a bit of a sod to get off. And I've fed that one back. I'm not a huge fan of that, but should you go down that route, what I did, I can't remember what tool I used, but I think I might have used these. What I did is I used my thumb as a sort of a cantilever, used some pliers, and then just did that, and off it came. You with me? So that was just a way. Don't grab by the top here with a pair of pliers, because you'll crush the nozzle, and then you won't be able to get your juice out, which will be a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, so that's that. But let's carry on looking through this. So at the side there, we can see that this is the raspberry yogurt one. We can see that it's 70-30 VG-PG. And then we can see at the bottom there, add 0.5 times Nic A for 3 milligram. Now, to be honest with you, I've fed it back that I think that could be a little bit clearer as well. Just because, you know, granted, I can be a bit thick at times, but as my patrons will attest to, when I opened this up, I was going, what does that mean? I don't, 0.5 of what? It turns out that the Nic bottles actually have Nic A on them. So 0.5 times Nic A is actually half of this nicotine bottle. You with me? So that's how you know how much of this juice that you got to put in there. It's not the most precise way of doing things. I would like to see a little notch on the label. If a machine is putting all these labels on exactly the same place on every bottle, I would like to see a little mark are like halfway up for like a 3 milligram sort of mark, so people know exactly where half is. That's something that I would like to see at some point in time. Now then, that's it when it comes to that. And as I said, we've got these two different types of bottles. So we've got the Create and we've got the Released. The Released comes into the house flavors, so the ones that that we saw earlier on. And in this instance, I've got the raspberry yogurt, but also got the blueberry cordial as well. And you can see that that blueberry cordial I'm actually trying in 40-60, just to give that a bash for the mouth to lung tanks. And when it comes to these ones have Create on them, because the different color means that these are ones that have been created. So that is an easy distinction between them. Now then, why is this important? Should we care? Yes, and there is actually going to be a third color as well, and that I think was that a yellowy color? I can't remember. And the reason for that is because when you go on there and you make your juice, you try it out, you go through your revisions, you do your bits and bobs to making sure that you've got something that you're really into, and then you can choose to release it. And it can kind of go out either to, hopefully at some point it will be able to go out to just a small group of people, which will be great for people like my patrons who will get access to some pre-release juices. But it will be something where you can just share to get opinions from sort of close circles or whatever else. And then you can actually open them out to the big wide world as well. If they sell, you then get a pretty small commission. It's not much. It's like 25p on a 30mm and 50p on a 60mm, I think. But it means that if you get flavors that are actually really good, and you promote them in your Facebook groups or whatever else, and you get a bunch of people buying them, if they're good, then you never know, you may earn enough to actually go back, put that money back into getting more flavors and more mixes from Dripper Labs, and everyone's a winner. So you end up vaping for free pretty much. So that's something I think is very, very cool. So I like the idea that not only is it an easy way to mix, but it's something where you can share your mixes with other people and they don't have to have the same concentrates and everything in their stocks that you do. And then if you want to, you could sell it out to the big wide world. And that's certainly something that I'll do at some point in time, just because I get asked all the time about my mixes that I make, and to be honest with you, so far I'm 2 for 2 with Dripper Labs, and I'll show you what I made. But I made something called a kind of a blackberry, which we'll talk to in a minute, and Chinana, which is rather splendid. Now, I wasn't going to share these because, I might release them because I really like them, but I'm gonna because I like doing things like this. I like helping. So let's go back to the recipe book. So obviously this is the one that we've just made, so we can always go back into that and check that one out. But let's look at this blackberry one, for instance. See, I put blackberry instead of blackcurrant because I'm an idiot. But yeah, so this is what I made for this one. And to be honest with you, I think it's rather lovely. But I've got some notes here as well that I made in. Very nice. Could do with more blackberry, though the strawberry pretty much comes through and the cooling is good. Also, I've used blackberry instead of blackcurrant. I've just realised, and so I'm an idiot. So you can really make your notes, relative. So I can change this out. I can delete this one. I can, add to that whatever I want to moving forward for the V2, and everyone's a winner. But what I made was I made this one, and I made a banana cherry thing, because most banana flavors, I love the banana vape, but the problem with that is that most banana vapes are all kind of creamy and custardy and that kind of vibe. And I wanted something fresh for summer, because I like a banana flavor, but couldn't find what I wanted. And I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but can you see I've tried very hard. Oh, got windy pops. I've tried very hard not to vape this one all the way down. because I've very quickly gone through this and I think it's stunning. I've had that in my D Pro Mini, and everyone's a winner. Now, what do your coils look like after they've been? I'm going to have to vape this through for a little while, and that way we can try and get some drier coils. They're very, very wet at the moment. Very, very wet. Right. Yeah, I really enjoy non-runty bananas. What? Will they sell outside the UK? I think Nick replied to that earlier on. Here we go. Unfortunately, shipping UK only at the moment until we get through the UK launch. So that's where we're going for that at the moment. This gives you an idea for how you can sort of get into your mixing. So absolutely, as Nick says there, if we go to house flavors and then we go to the banoffee pie, for instance, I don't know if I can click on this or not. Do I have to add to basket? I don't know. Anyway, this tells you the way they've put the sliders on this one, so it gives you an idea of you know, what these guys have added, which is their kind of in-house mixer as well. So you know, this is stuff that has been trialed and tested with a bunch of other vapors, and they've gone with, yep, they're the ones that we're going to release on launch. So job's a good one. After yeah, I love a good natural banana flavour. Runts is a candy here in the US. Is it? Is it? Can you send me some? Right, so what else have we got to talk about? Have you got any questions? I've tried to cover everything. There's what I'm thinking about doing is, if you guys want to, once Dripper Labs get back to, or open up everything fully, the full sort of creator side of things, if you want to make this like a little business, or sort of give you a bit of pocket money from time to time, then I will sort of revisit this video, but do it from the creator aspect and how you go through that process, and you know what you get commission wise and all that sort of nonsense as well, if you so want. So we can worry about that possibly in a month's time or something like that. Right, what have we got? Would Insta be best place to get a heads up on new slots? Are you talking for when it's when they're opening for creators, for people to mix juices? I imagine so. They've got an Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel actually, so you can go and check all of those out. And I think they're all just straightforward Dripper Labs. So yeah, I mean, I think that's fairly straightforward. Can we get the email address? What, of Dripper Labs? If you go to Dripper Labs website, it'll be on there somewhere, I imagine. Somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, hello, look, they've got Discord as well. Oh, I'll have to join that if they've got Discord. I'm getting really into Discord at the minute. Don't know why, but I really am. What is the juicy slider? Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look. Recipe book. Live stream one that we just created. Juicy. Juicy in here. I imagine that, no, it's not going to be sweetener. Nick, you could answer that one if you're still in chat. That's not, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question. Let us know in the chat, Nick, if you're here. Dark Knight. I'm a vape shop owner and I'm from Bangladesh. That's cool, but they're only doing UK at the moment, buddy. So that doesn't help you, unfortunately. Alex, you're absolutely right. It was a couple of years ago. I was going to, there was talk about opening a Discord up for vaping biker things. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't understand it. It's all way too stressful. And now I'm all into the Discord. Right, Dripper Labs, what we said there. Look, Juicy is one of our 5 special modifiers. Juicy brings refreshing hydration, adds to the mouthfeel, works particularly well with drinks. So that kind of thing where you get like a salivary thing going on. Do you know what I mean? When it kind of makes your mouth all lovely. Ah, yeah, good point. I forgot to say about that one, about the ingredient help. So when it comes to the flavours, we've got we've got like these little eyes here. If you click on that, it'll describe what's going on with that particular flavour and also offer you some pairing suggestions, which I think is really cool. So blackcurrant, there we go. Apple, mango and menthol, naturally sweet, tart taste of wild blackcurrants. So yeah, you've got more information going on right there as well. So again, more info. And also, I imagine that if you've got any questions at any stage, you can always send them a message via Insta or something like that, and they'll get back to you, because, like I say, they're very, very good. So what else have we got? Anything else you would like to know? If you're watching this, let me know. If you're watching this in chat, and if you're watching this on catch up. If you're watching this on catch up, let me know in the comments. But if you're in chat at the moment, let me know if this sort of thing sounds fun to you. It's getting really vapey in here. If this sort of thing is kind of your bag, if you're into it, and if not, why not? I would very, very much be interested in understanding what you guys think of this, because I think I haven't seen anything like this before, and because of that, I think this is bloody marvellous. The fact that I've made 2 juices of my own, which taste really good, although I am going to be doing a V2 just to sort of make them really a little bit better, but I'm quite happy vaping those straight off the bat. But also their house flavours that I've had, which is spectacular, and I'm very impressed with that as well. Is the sweetener a coil killer? I imagine. When was the last time you saw your face? Don't know. 10 years ago? Tom's in. Sounds great. I've been researching recipes for a future MTN project. Excellent. Go and check out mtncoils.co.uk as well, by the way. Tom's a good guy as well. What else have we got? This seems a great idea. Yes, John, I agree. Can't wait until they ship to Germany. Absolutely. It seems like something new, and anything even vaguely new in vaping at the moment. It sounds interesting. Absolutely. So, all in all, I think this is great. I have 0 complaints. The only 2 things that I would like to see slightly differently are the nick shots. I'd like a little mark on the bottle for where your 3 milligram line is. So when you're squeezing it in or pouring it in, you know exactly where to stop. I would like the bottles to be a little bit easier to open with those top nozzles, but otherwise, I think I'm pretty cool with it. Like I said, and I bugged Nick at the start quite a lot when I was discussing it with him, going, well, how do you mix when you've got a slider and you don't know what the blends are? That makes no sense. I don't understand it. Turns out you don't need to. I was overcomplicating it because of the experience with mixing kind of straightforward concentrates. And this is a great idea. I think this is genuinely superb. What have we got? Sounds brilliant to me. Says Adrian. There we go. This used to be very common in the USA back in 15, 16 until all the bans shit. Right, okay. But not necessarily. That would have been mixing from scratch, though, wouldn't it? With actual concentrates, rather than making the whole experience a little bit easier with the sliders and stuff. I love it, says Debbie Proctor. I love a proper menthol juice and sweet, not a coil killer at all. I'm here for life now. Excellent. What else have we got? It sounds like a great idea. I hope they ship to the US eventually. Yeah, I think Smacks has closed. Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Grim talking about that one. not so long ago. But anyway. Okay, so this has had pretty much 30mm going through it. And it, oh my God, the camera's gone off again. Why is that camera going off? Why? It's very upsetting. Right, why is it dark? What's going on? Little tip for aspiring YouTubers. If you get the urge to mess around with your camera settings at any stage, just don't do it to yourself. Right, okay, so that has been a coil. The wick is still wet, and so that does get a lot brighter. There is a little bit of stuff on the coil, but that's after 30mm has gone through it. But that would clean right off. So, you know, you've got a little bit, but let's not forget that I have got a fair amount of sweetness going on my juices as well. So this one has been the one that's had the banana-y one going on. And the banana flavour, if we go and have a quick look. No, I'm not, because I kept that one secret, didn't I? Yes, all right. I've got a lot of sweetness going on. Just be aware that you don't have to max out all the sliders. You don't have to just go, well, I really love bloody pineapple, so I'm doing all of it. You don't need to do that. Around sort of 50% sweetness is perfectly fine, and 50% is great. I believe, and that's what Nick said at the start. I went with it, and I'm pleased that I did. But like I said, my wife, I think when she did it, she maxed out on a slider or two, and she loves it. She absolutely loves the juice. Jan, thank you very much. Jan, super chat, €2 from free PG VG ratio would be cool. I vape. Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I imagine the reason that might not be a thing at the moment is because they use a machine that does all of the mixing, or machines plural, I don't know. So, and it's their own design as well, which I think is very cool. So I imagine it has certain parameters that it has to work within, to be honest with you. Excuse me. Right. So I don't know if there is anything else that I can tell you, but what I would say is if you're remotely interested, get yourself over there, join up. Like I said, they're not paying me, they're not doing it. I did get these ones for free. But I will be doing it myself, mainly because it's so easy, but also because I'm going to release some flavors. Once that's happened, I'm going to release some flavors. So if you guys want to try it, you can. If you don't, no biggie. But because I get asked what I'm vaping all the time, and I can often not find what I really fancy. You know, I've been going through a hell of a custard phase recently. And that's primarily because I couldn't find anything fruity that gave me that kind of thing going on. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah, being able to do this and make it my own has been fantastic. And it's absolutely something that I will be doing moving forward, because I think this is great. Right. I don't think that we've got any other... Have we got any other questions? This is your last bit. Dean, please don't release Clamato, for the love of God. Luckily, I don't think they've got those flavours, so we're okay. That was a juice of mine a while ago that I made on a Patreon stream. It was not great. I think there was quite a lot of tomato flavouring going on in there. Right. Can I just say thank you, Dean, for doing an absolutely stellar job of explaining our concept to all these lovely people. We're very grateful and welcome you all to come and give it a go for yourself. My pleasure, my pleasure. And to be honest, it is a fantastic idea. There we go. Best of luck with it, Nick. Brilliant idea, Bud. But he's put Buff instead. So yeah, I mean, I think this is something very special. It's very, very easy to use, and the cost is very, very, very reasonable as well. So I really can't wait until they do 120ml bottles. I'll definitely be giving some beans on that one. But no, all in all, I'm definitely going to be using these because I've got a case, not with me here, but I've got a case full of concentrates, and it costs, you know, even if you're spending £3 or £4 a concentrate, you know, if you get 100 of them, then you're talking big money. And then well, if you're like me, you still end up making god awful flavours that are throaty and nasty and just a bit gash. So, you know, the idea of being able to go on here, easily throw a flavour together and get it shipped out and 24 hours later be vaping it, I'm all for that. I think that's just bloody marvellous. Simon has placed his first order. No worries. Thank you very much indeed. I don't know why I'm saying thank you. I get nothing for it. But there we go. Great overview, Dean. Thank you very much. And Dripper Labs, good stuff. Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things that... yeah, I mean, there's no, yeah, it's not, it's, yeah, because there isn't a flavour there, is there? So, you know, that's, you can't send something for TPD stuff if there isn't something to send, I suppose. I don't really know. Will they be doing Nick Salt? I think Nick may have answered that a little while ago. I hope so. But we are getting quite a few questions about that. I noticed some earlier on, and we've got that one from Nathan, and Ian's asking for it as well, and everyone's a winner. Spend the money wisely. Take care. What money? What are you on about, Elaine? Yes, Alex. Yes, I can. But yeah, so we'll wait and find out about the Nick Salt idea. I think he did mention it earlier on, but I wasn't paying attention. That camera's turned itself off again. How weird. Just signed up, experimenting with the ratio to get a nice, sweet, punchy toffee apple. Great stuff. I'd have a check out and see how much apple that they put into their apple pie to get an idea about that one. Metal vape. Nick Salts are on the way in the near future, but only... What? Only to the same 3 or 6 milligram thingy. Yes. Oh! Yes, thank you. Thanks for that. Yes. Honestly, I'm not the brightest sometimes. Unfortunately, YouTube get to keep a third of that or a quarter of that or whatever it is, but no, job's a good one. I will put that towards getting more e-liquid, and it's my birthday on the 1st of May, so I'll make a special birthday mix. I might actually do something from the live stream mix that I threw together a little while ago. Right. Dripper Labs, would that be a short fill? As I thought before, what are we talking about here? Next salts, they're all short fills. They're all short fills, Ash. Anything with Nick in the would have to be tested. No, you don't get Nick in the bottle already, Ash. I mentioned already that one of the things was about the Nick shot that you get, that I want to see that marked with a 3 milligram thing. So you get 30 or 60 ml bottles, and then you put your Nick on top of that. But the great thing is, like I said, if you're having a higher Nick value, then that's accounted for in the concentrate, because you're going to be putting like a whole bottle, a whole 10 ml of this in a 3 milligram. If you're going for a 6 milligram nicotine, then often you would find that there wouldn't be enough space in the short fill, or if there is enough space, the flavour is diluted because you're adding 10 ml of flavourless juice in there. They actually take that into account when they put them together, which I think is brilliant. And that's the dog barking. Right, good. So, great concept, says Carlos. Okay, yeah. There we go, Ash. So hopefully that clears that one up for you, buddy. Good. Right, I think that is genuinely it. I'm going to call it quits now before we go too late. I would like people to watch this after the event. but you know, we'll see how we get on with that one. I hope you enjoyed the thumbnail. I was very proud of myself for taking that picture. I'm now a portrait photographer specialising in vaping. Feel free to come over. Don't come over. Right, that's it. Thank you very much indeed. And let me know if you try these guys. Those of you that have tried it tonight, once you get your juice, then comment down below this video and let us know how you get on, because I'd really genuinely be interested to know about that, and I'm sure the Dripper Labs guys would be as well. So yeah, please comment under this video once you've tried it out, and you can let me know what your experience was like. All right, good. That's it then. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday night. I very much appreciate it. You're all a bunch of superstars. And I will see you next Monday. This Monday night stuff is going well, isn't it? Right. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.